Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Z from To Better Days Films, and I'm back to bring y'all another video. I want to start this off by thanking everybody who checked out my Penhurst Asylum ghost hunt video. This past weekend, me and one of my best friends did a ghost hunt at Penhurst, and it was nuts, and I documented a lot of it. And, you know, I still have part 2 coming, but part 1 is live on my YouTube channel right now. And I'll leave a link in the description for that. So if anybody want to check that out, if you're into that. But, and also I want to apologize if you do, because I got new glasses a few weeks ago and they really could see reflections in them. And you could kind of see the ring light in it, so if that gets annoying to anybody, I want to apologize. But what I'm here to talk about in this video is why I don't watch The Last of Us on HBO Max, and why I'm glad that I don't watch The Last of Us on HBO Max. Now, first I want to start off by saying I was a big Last of Us video game fan when it came out. Everybody that knows me, I'm big into video games, and when The Last of Us came out, I had it on my PlayStation 3. I played it on my PlayStation 4, and I started playing it on my PlayStation 5. Love The Last of Us video game. Love the stories. Love the characters. The clickers and stuff were crazy as hell when I would sit down and play that game. So I was a huge fan of the whole thing. Like, even at the very end of the game, when, you know, you have to rescue Ellie from in the hospital. Like, I was so into the ending that I didn't even finish it sitting down in my seat. I was so into it, I was standing up the whole time in front of the TV. So the way the first game ended, I was so pumped for the next one. Like, so pumped. And as, you know, eventually as it, you know, got the first teaser, like, it got me so freaking pumped. And then stuff started coming out. Leaks came out about, you know, the game, part 2. And it was a big backlash with it because, you know, as, you know, some of you may know or some of you may not know, when leaks started coming out for part 2, you know, a lot of YouTubers who were talking about the leaks, their channels got blocked and, you know, their videos got blocked. So it was a whole big mess. I never played part 2 of The Last of Us because after I found out that Joel died in the beginning of the game, and then you're going to have to play as the person that killed him, I 100% got checked out. Didn't want nothing to do with the game. So instead of playing it, I sat down and watched somebody else play it, but it was not in like full play. It was just like clips. And I'm so glad I didn't waste my money buying that game. I'm so glad I didn't waste time playing that game. Just some of the combat of the game looked cool, but I didn't like the story. Didn't like that you have to play as Abby. Of course, didn't like that, you know, Joel died in the beginning of the game, like the very beginning of the game. So didn't like that. So I was not a fan of part 2, and to see the backlash and see as people started finding out what happened in the game, the sale prices started to drop, and you could find special edition boxes of Last of Us Part 2 anywhere, and nobody was buying them. I was happy. I didn't, be honest with you, I was real happy. Because my opinion, they just destroyed Part 2. But it's just my opinion, because I know there's people out there that do like The Last of Us Part 2. And that's totally fine. We all like what we like, and, it just wasn't for me. Now, for the TV show on HBO Max, when they announced it, I wasn't excited. And from the start, I had a bad feeling about that TV show. So eventually, when it came out, I did sit down and watch the very first episode. I was planning on going back and watching it and then maybe doing a review on it. It didn't work out like that because I couldn't bring myself back to watching it. Like, I'd be like, oh, I gotta sit down and watch The Last of Us, and I just couldn't pull myself back to watching it. I just had a gut feeling about something. Something in my gut was like, don't waste your time. And I'm actually glad I didn't. So what I end up doing is sitting down and watching some reviews of it by some YouTubers that I watch. Shout out to Hill versus Babyface and Jane Theory, because I watched them do reviews on the Last of Us, and like, just the things that I heard them talk about in the video, and I'm just like, I'm glad I didn't sit down and watch that crap, watch that mess. And, I'm not really going to go into, like, the stuff that I hate, really about the TV show from what they said. But it's just like, characters are changing. Character stories aren't as special and deep as they was in the video game. Just changing stuff around, and when it's fine, they're making, a TV show out of it. But if a character story is stronger in the game than the TV show, then that's kind of a problem. It's kind of a problem. It's kind of annoying. So, from what I've heard during watching those reviews, I'm just like, I'm shaking my head, and I'm like, I'm glad I didn't watch it. I am glad I didn't watch this TV show. It sounds boring. It sounds like Joel is nowhere near how he is in the video game. Like, sorry about that. And it's not like he's not like how he is in the video game. And he seemed like he is just, I guess, just a broken down, beaten man, like, from what I've heard. And it's not good. It's not good. Joel was like one of my favorite characters in The Last of Us video game. And what I'm about to say is no disrespects to the actress or the actor, like, that do these roles. Like, I don't believe in, like, trashing them. But it's just like, I look at them and I don't see Joel and Ellie. Like, they don't give me Joel and Ellie vibes. That's another thing. When I sat down to watch the very first episode of the TV show, I never got Joel and Ellie vibes from them. But like I said, there's no disrespect, to them. It's their job, they're working, but it's just not for me. Like, this TV show is just not for me. And I had this, and another reason why I didn't want to get into it, because I knew eventually we would go to The Last of Us Part 2 stuff. And if I didn't play the video game, I don't want to sit down and watch the TV show that's going to do Part 2. And then to top it off, what I'm hearing is the first season, we're only getting one season for the very first video game, but Part 2 video game is going to be laid out in multiple seasons. That just let me know right there that if that is true, that lets me know that they really don't care about the first video game. And even though it was loved by a lot of people, made a whole bunch of money, different, it got remastered and, on later consoles, on later PlayStation consoles, it just shows that they don't care about the first video game, and their focus is more on Part 2. So it's kind of like, oh, you know what? We need to hurry up. We need to hurry up and let's only do, the first video game in one season. Let's lay it out, because that's more important. That's what we care about. So this TV show is just not for me. I will not be sitting down watching this. As I said, I'm not going to make this a long video. I just wanted to come on here and give my thoughts. On why I'm glad I don't watch this TV show and why I'm never going to watch it. So, thank you so much, everybody, for checking out this video. Like I said, I'll leave a link in the description for my ghost hunt video, and Part 2 of that will be coming soon, because me and my best friend is going to sit down and actually I'm going to put in more footage, but then we're also going to give you a perspective, from us, how we felt, and being in different rooms and stuff that night. So me and her are going to sit down and have a conversation and talk about it. Then you're also going to see the rest of the footage. So definitely look forward to that. And I am going to be getting back to the movie reviews. I got to get to the theaters because I still have to see the new Scream. I still have to see Creed. So I got some work to do. But please like, subscribe, and if anybody wants to comment on this video, tell me what you don't like about The Last of Us TV show. You can tell me what you do like about it. I'm always down to have a conversation with, people, finding out what they like about it, even if I don't like it, and if they hate it too, what they hate about it. So like and subscribe. We definitely have more content on the way. Hope everybody enjoys the rest of your day, night, and I will be back soon with another video. Peace.